You said material enjoyment, all material sense enjoyment. What is the secret of success? A sincere devotee of the Lord shuns all material sense enjoyment due to his higher taste for spiritual enjoyment in the association of the Lord. So somebody who is a PhD, will he be bothered about his lollipop being taken away by somebody? At his level he may have a different lollipop. Maybe a professor's position or PhD, postdoctoral or something. But his taste has become higher. Right? You read the next. One who is not therefore. I don't know whether you would have said that for anybody else. Huh? Would you have done that for anybody else? Just because he's your husband?
One who is not therefore in Krishna consciousness, however powerful he may be in the controlling the senses by artificial repression, is sure ultimately to fail, for the slightest thought of senses pleasure will agitate him to rectify his desire.
See, that's the point. You see so many people who are aged 50, 60, 70 getting married. When I was in college, one of my favorite heroes was Al Pacino. And I read recently, somebody told me that Al Pacino is 83 and he had a child from his girlfriend who was 26 or something. True love. When I was in school, when I was in college, I used to sit in the British Library and study sometimes. So there was a magazine called The Punch. It's like the Mad magazine in the US, with the Punch magazine in the UK. They have discontinued it now. I've said this in your leadership classes also. I don't know if you remember. Jai Shri Radha Gopinath Jai Ki Jai. So, you can get closer and have darshan. Bhagwan ke nikat jaiye, darshan kariye. So, her name was Elizabeth Taylor. There was a famous heroine in Hollywood. So she married her eighth husband. So then Punch magazine carried a cover page article. How Elizabeth Taylor found true love again and 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 again. So this is not an example for people who are controlling their senses. Because the senses will always be agitating you. If you constantly take your senses to those objects or those situations which agitate you, that will aggravate the situation. You cannot take camphor in your hand and go next to the fire. It has to be very, very carefully handled. Our senses should be very, very carefully engaged in service of Krishna. Any other way we try to engage them in sense enjoyment, it is mentioned here. You cannot control your senses, you cannot artificially be repressive. There can be no repression. Nigraha kim karishyati. You cannot artificially repress your senses. It will be like a soda bottle, it just come up. You try to put extra pressure on it, just come back. So therefore you should engage it gainfully. The senses cannot be just artificially repressed. They have to be engaged constructively. They have to be dovetailed. Prabhupada uses the phrase. You should unko modna hai, disha deni hai. You should dovetail them. So that is what is mentioned here. Artificially you cannot repress them. Now let us read the next purport also and close the class. Somebody from Mataji side can read. Read. 63 purport. क्या पढ़ रहे हो?
Shri Rupa Goswami.
First read. Srila Rupa Goswami has given us this direction about that. प्रापंचिकया प्रज्ञा हरि संबंधी वस्तुना मुमुक्षु भी परित्यागर वैराग्यम वर्तु कथ्यते. Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu 1 to 58. Read. Read loudly.
By development of Krishna consciousness, one can know that everything has its roots in the service of the Lord. Those who are without knowledge of Krishna consciousness are basically trying to avoid material objects, and as a result, although they desire liberation from material bondage, they do not attain to the perfect stage of renunciation. Their so-called renunciation is called or less. On the other hand, a person in Krishna consciousness knows how to use everything in the service of the Lord. Therefore, he does not become a victim of material consciousness.
Thanks. Somebody else wants to read? You can read too. You read.
Their so-called renunciation is called or less important. On the other hand, a person in Krishna consciousness knows how to use everything in the service of the Lord. Therefore, he does not become a victim of material consciousness. For example, for an impersonalist, Lord or the absolute being impersonal cannot eat, whereas an impersonalist tries to avoid eating devils. A devotee knows that Krishna is the supreme enjoyer and that he eats all that is offered to him in devotion.
Thank you. So what he's saying is that you know who is an impersonalist? An impersonalist is somebody who thinks that the Supreme Lord has no form. Nirakar Brahma. Impersonalist. God is not a person. God is some light, impersonal light. You and I are part and parcels of that light. Eventually we will merge into that light. Sounds very nice, but is wrong. God is a person. We are also individual entities. We have an eternal relationship. We will remain servants of Krishna. We can never become Krishna. We can never merge into Krishna. So an impersonalist means fundamentally we are spiritual. We are not material. That is his understanding, which is okay. But he thinks that therefore everything material is useless, we should give up. So don't eat tasty food, don't do any of those things. But in devotion, we don't do that. Each of our festivals, we have big feasts. This movement is about chanting, dancing and feasting. Where is the Hare Krishna movement? And what does that mean? You come to ISKCON east of Kailash, you will get pizza prasadam, burger prasadam, pasta prasadam, masala dosa prasadam, everything you will get. You will also get dal roti sabji. There is prasadam, everything is offered to Krishna. So we don't give up anything. We connect everything to Krishna. 99% of ISKCON is families like you. How many brahmacharis are there in the room currently? You know your Joel. How many brahmacharis in the room? Majority of you. I'm saying brahmachari from an external sense. All of you may be brahmachari inside, internally. I'm speaking from an external sense. There's only one person in saffron. That means a broad majority of people will be in congregation, householders, 99%. Why am I coming to this point? I'm coming to this point because it is more practical for a grihastha to perform Krishna consciousness by engaging his or her family in Krishna consciousness. One doesn't have to give up family life. One just has to engage the family in Krishna consciousness. So, nothing has to be given up. Kuch chodna nahi hai, sab jodna hai. Everything has to be connected to Krishna. Nothing. Yoga means to connect. So please connect your families to Krishna. Please connect your friendships to Krishna. Please ensure that you offer food to Krishna and take it as prasadam. Please chant the holy names of the Lord. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. And it is mentioned that, where did you stop? So after. So Mataji, some Mataji can read. You read Mataji, you wanted to read.
So after offering good vegetables to the Lord, the devotee take the remnants.
Remnants.
Thus everything became free.
Ye anye aravindaksha vimukta maninaha tvayasta bhavad abhishuddha buddhaya. So you may be impersonalism, you may think God has no form. You may reach the topmost level in spirituality, but you will have to fall down again into the material world because you are not developed attachment for the Supreme Lord and His beautiful form. Therefore, you will develop an attachment to something inferior and you will fall down again. So, for the time being at least, the best way to protect ourselves from this fall down is to chant the names of the Supreme Lord. So, we have a little bit of time. I want you all to chant with me a little bit the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. First repeat after me this mantra. Jaya Sri Krishna,
Jai Shri Krishna,
Chaitanya,
Chaitanya,
Prabhu,
Prabhu,
Nityananda,
Nityananda,
Sri Advaita,
Sri Advaita,
Gadadhara,
Gadadhara,
Sri Vasadi,
Srivasadi,
Gaura,
Gaura,
Bhakta,
Bhakta,
Brinda.
Vrinda.
So now you chant the Hare Krishna mantra along with me. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna